So it seems you have done everything right regarding Facebook, but why are you still not seeing the money? Would you like to know if what you are doing on Facebook is right and will translate into profits? And is there anything you need to do, anything else that you need to do? I'm going to talk about all that in this video. Hey mompreneurs, Ping here, the Heartpreneur Mom, helping you juggle business and motherhood easier, happier. And in this Facebook live show, we do all things tech, so you don't have to figure it all out when you can be using the time to play with your children. And if you are new here, subscribe to the button on the top right hand corner of this video and you'll be notified whenever a new episode is released. If you're watching the replay, you can refer to the show notes for the key points and links to apps or sites that I talk about. So let's start. Not making money on Facebook? Well, you are either doing some things wrong or not doing some of the right things, or both, right? So before I go into the content proper, I'm assuming that you know the basic social media etiquette. Like don't drop your links without permission, like bombshells on someone else's page, group, or post or comments. And no, doing a post on your own page but tagging 50 other people in the post is not so cool as well. Yes, I understand they might be your supportive friends, but think about it. If they like your message enough, they would share it anyway. And it's more powerful that way. And if they don't, then you would have imposed your posts on their timeline. And actually, you can't do that either because they have to add it to their timeline first. Even then, it would be much less effective than if they were to share your post with some of their own personal message. So a much better way, would you like to know a better way how you can do that? Is to drop your friends, these 50 friends, a message in advance with a link to your post and requesting them to share it. So that's one thing that, just a rant that I have to get off my chest because I see so many people doing that. Posting a post and then tagging so many people on it. So, and let me see. I can't see who's watching right now. Yep. Yeah, I can't see who's watching right now. So if you are watching, put in a comment or just show me a lot of likes and thumbs ups and hearts so that we can move on now. And so let's move on. We have a session that's bursting with value today, and look out for a special bonus at the end of this tutorial. So what are the 6 top mistakes when using Facebook for business? These will probably be points that you have seen or heard before. But let me say one thing, they are probably in your blind spot. So let's see if I can help you see them from another perspective today. And well, if I need to belabor the point, bear with me because these points are really important. So let's go through them right now. So the first mistake is that you have no social media strategy. What do I mean by that? Do you know who you are targeting? How would you measure success in your Facebook strategies? And do you have clarity of these things? Right? Because if you know who you're targeting, how would you, and then your tone of voice or the style of your messaging could be targeted towards them, right? Are your videos short so that your target audience can prefer that kind of method, or are they longer because that's the way they want to learn? Who are you targeting? Do you have clarity on that? Then next, are you attempting to be on too many social media platforms all at the same time? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but we all think that yes, if I want to go on social media, it means that I have to be on Facebook and on Instagram, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn. But before you go on the next platform, ask yourself this one question, and you want to take it down. Can I post quality and relevant content regularly to engage my followers and prospective clients? So I repeat, can I post quality and relevant content regularly to engage my followers and prospective clients? So if the answer is yes, then go ahead and proceed to another social media platform. So if you can answer yes to that for Facebook, then go ahead and start using Instagram. But if not, focus on one platform first. Right? I know that's going to sound like, but no, I need to increase my presence and all that. No. Focus on one thing first so that you can do it well. Otherwise, you are just going to appear unprofessional, slipshod, not committed when you have random posts here and there that could be like 6 months or a year ago. All right? Next. Are you selling all the time? I know it's sometimes not easy to stop talking about your business because you're simply so passionate about it. But nobody likes to be sold to in their face. So please stop it. Stop talking about your business all the time and selling, saying that you have something to offer, saying that you have a lead magnet, anything like that. So what your audience on Facebook wants is to know you. So for them to know, like, and trust you, well, not selling, right? So if you're selling all the time, they'll just switch off, just like how you would switch off when you meet somebody who's selling all the time. All right? So, next point. You only post your unique content. So what do I mean by this? So do you insist on only using your content? So thinking that I have a unique proposition, so only I can be offering this kind of information to my target audience. So therefore, I will only post my blog posts or my videos or any of the content that come from me. So that's one category. So think of which category you fall under. And the other category is that you are open to share someone else's post because you know it would be useful to your followers. So if that's you, then type yes in the comments. I would much prefer that you are the latter. So give me a minute now while I check on the post, just to make sure that everything is running well. I think it's running well. So let's proceed. Yes. So what I was talking about, that what's the rule of thumb? How much of your own content should you be posting and how much of other people's content should you be posting? And if you recall in episode 2 of Techie Tutorials, I spoke about that. It's the 5-3-2 rule of social media sharing. So the rule states that for every 10 updates that you post to a social media channel, 5 should be content from others, relevant to your audience. And 3 should be content from you that's relevant to your audience but not a sales pitch. And lastly, 2 should be personal, non-work related content that helps you appear and come across like a human, right? So to humanize you or your brand, then you should have 2 of these personal and non-work related content. So that's the rule of thumb. So the 5-3-2 rule for posting content of your own and other people's. So the next point, are you too hung up over your numbers? So do you focus on your numbers more than building genuine consumer relationships? I can already hear you saying so loudly, of course not, right? Ping, What? I know better than that. Of course, I'm focused on building genuine consumer relationships. Haha. So tell me, what do you check for after you put up a post or video? The number of likes, the number of views, or the quality of the comments and questions? So it's really nice to see that your video has had plenty number of views. But for me, it's even nicer and more important the quality of the comments and the questions that I have. Why? Because that shows me whether or not my audience has been engaged. Well, many people may have watched it, but maybe they didn't relate at all, and they just switched off the video at a certain point. What I want to know is whether they are engaged, whether they are learning, whether they're having any takeaways, whether they have any questions for me. That is more important to me than the sheer numbers. So make sure you remember this point. And the last point is forgetting that social media is social. Yes, please come across as a real person rather than like a perfect robot. So, well, now there are many bots around. Probably in the next couple of months or years, you would have technology where you have a robot, human-looking robot sitting in front of you, delivering content like what I'm doing now, right? So how do you tell whether that robot is real or I'm real? Well, and I humanize my brand, you should be able to feel more connected to me. Right? So those are points that please remember that you don't need the perfect content sometimes. Sometimes your audience just need to see and know you, right? So now that we have a clear idea of the mistakes we may not have realized we were making, let's look at the right things we should be doing. So spotting these leaks will help you mend the holes and be able to hold the income that's coming your way. So if you're going to brush up on all the social media techniques and what I told the 6 biggest mistakes that you may have been making, then you want to make sure that your efforts are contained and you are able to serve your audience better and to offer them your program, your products, or your services, right? So let's say you've corrected the mistakes that you were making and you're not only having great numbers, but also awesome connection and engagement on Facebook. So then let's look at what you are doing with this superb result. First, do you have a lead magnet? Do you? So if you have a lead magnet, type in yes in the comments. 2, are you building a list? So are you building a list in your email provider or bot, right? So now bots are the in thing, and you could be building a list in your bot program as well. So the third thing is, do you have a paid product or service? So if you answered at least one no, then here's the hammer for you to knock yourself. How on earth were you planning to make money then? Get paid for each like or comment that your posts get? I wish. So listen here. Each no is a leak to your social media efforts. I'm going back to the screen so that you can take a look at the 3 questions. It's no use. I repeat, it's no use executing the perfect Facebook strategy if you don't have these to direct your prospective clients to. Look, there are people with problems who are waiting for your solution. If you keep giving free content only, you're not giving them the chance to have a complete solution. And your income wouldn't be consistent and wouldn't grow. So, what I covered about the mistakes that you're making on Facebook and to mend the leaks by starting to do the right things that need to be in place. So in order for you to support you to discover all these and to correct the mistakes, I have prepared a Facebook reality check worksheet for you. Yes. So it is a reality check because you might have just gone ahead with all the information out there, with all the training, with all that doer mindset of yours. You might have just raced forward doing a lot of things on Facebook, but not having a clear strategy and not having it linked up to any of the services or products that you offer. So I prepared this reality check worksheet for you so that you can go through all the points to make sure that you have covered all of them. And the aim is to get yes for all the questions in this worksheet. So if you want this worksheet, just comment reality and I will have the link for the download sent your way. So we'll end today's session with one top tip to get noticed in a noisy social world. But before that, let me share something with you. Remember in the last tutorial on DIY videos, one of the tips I shared was looking at the camera lens, right? Well, just 2 days after that, I was chilling with my 2-year-old girl and did an impromptu Facebook live video of her eating blueberries. And guess what I noticed? Let me just switch back to here. Guess what I noticed? That this little girl wasn't looking at the camera lens too. That was like occupational hazard. I couldn't get past it. She was just happily looking at herself on my phone's screen. Here I am teaching it in a tutorial and there she is not following my tips. Yeah, granted that she's 2-year-old. But do you know what? Her video got more than 600 views to date, higher than most of the videos that I've done. So it taught me one thing. If my content is appealing, little imperfections don't matter. And you're not alone in always forgetting to look at the lens. My little 2-year-old does that too. But you know what? Next time I do a Facebook Live video for her, I'm going to paste a minion sticker next to the lens so that she'll look at it all the time. Just like what I suggested for you to paste a photo next to the lens, right? All right. Did you notice what I just did? Well, if you didn't notice, I just told you a story about my daughter. Did that capture your attention more? Did you realize that my story was to bring 3 points across? That 1, good content is key. 2, you may not be perfect but can always improve. And 3, you are not alone in making the mistakes. Yeah. So indirectly, from the story I told you, I've delivered these 3 points to you. So yes, my top tip to get noticed in a noisy social world is to tell engaging, relevant stories. So if you tell stories, your audience is going to get so much better related to you, right? And whatever point that you want to bring across to them lands better. They feel connected. They feel like they hear you and they can relate to you. So as a summary, I shared the top 3 mistakes when using Facebook for business, how to find the leaks that are preventing you from making money even though you're doing all the right things on Facebook, and my number 1 top tip to get noticed in a noisy social world. So comment below what is one thing you would do differently after this tutorial. And I will gift a free techie roadmap consultation to the person with the best response. So what's going on in the month of July is that I did a bit of rebranding and I wanted to celebrate by giving away a free techie roadmap consultation that's worth $199 to 4 lucky winners. So 2 have already been taken up. So now I have 2 more to give out for the rest of July. So if you want more clarity on how to proceed with tech, what you should be focusing on based on your stage of business, and what you should not be wasting your time on, in for all these techie things, then this consultation is perfect for you. So if you want this consultation, please comment below what is the one thing you would do differently after this whole tutorial, and the person with the best response will get this consultation free. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did delivering it. So until next time, the Heartpreneur Mom here is here to help you juggle business and motherhood easier, happier. We talk soon. Bye.